Yo, what's happening, people? Hope everything's going well. I hope you're enjoying the this fine TGIF. The fall is happening. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. Give me a second. I don't know why. Um, I don't know why my Bluetooth is tripping. Um, Hold up. Let me connect this thing. Okay, let's try this one more time. Yo, man. So I don't know if the breaking news that's breaking the internet is that it will be no Spence Crawford. Come on in, hit the building. Peace Jaguar, peace Marcus. What's up, Steven? What's up, Toms? Hold on. Oh no, not disconnecting. Okay. Hold on. Maybe I need to. I think I might have to plug in my phone to get the Bluetooth to work. That's fucking weird. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I thought that might be weird. All right. I guess I'm just again in a strange part, but yo. Why can't they let the young man be great? Why can't they let him be great? Do you see this look on his face? Do you see the icon? Man, I when I saw this, I was like, I couldn't believe it was Devin Haney. I couldn't. Man. And now we have what seems to be busting all over the internet, and we're gonna get to the breaking news with the whole like Crawford Spence. I don't know if you guys haven't heard yet, but yeah, David Avernesian is fighting Crawford next December 10th. Yes, and we can get into the statements, the dueling statements of Spence's then Bud's nephew, and then Bud saying he's releasing the information that he's going to be fighting Devin Avernesian, and then Spence's response to that. We can jump all into that because of course that's huge news. But before I get to that, I'm not done just yet. And salute to Carl. As a matter of fact, before I even get into that, let me welcome everybody into the building. Yeah, you already know Carl. And Mr. Paz, yep. Steven. And yeah, whoever else is in the sound of the voice. Peace to one and all. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. And you learned a little, loved a little. Maybe something moved you to tears. I hope you saw something beautiful, and I don't know, made somebody's day better. But that's a different conversation. Let's get to this mother-loving Devin Haney. Let's see. There's a narrative going around. And you know what? Let's do a deep dive. Let's do a deep dive first. Usually I wait for the deep dive, but I think this breaking news actually warrants it. I've been thinking about this Devin Haney thing for a few days, and I wanted to get it off my chest, but man, this is some really big news. I can't even concentrate. So, damn it. Let me just drop the link. Let's chop up this damn Errol Spence, this Errol Spence stuff. Like, man, like, can you believe it? Yeah, I think we're gonna have to read this. We're gonna have to chop it up. I was trying to have a civilized conversation in the other one, but it wasn't happening. So, yeah, I believe I agree. Do I like Cormega? Yeah. CNN, they're all right. They had what is it? TONY? That was Northern Coleman. I mean, it was all right. They had a couple ones. But yeah, anyway. Yeah. Some people are saying that. But before we get to the Haney's stuff, let's just put this whole Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford thing to bed. So let's work backwards. How about that? Because maybe some people haven't heard Spence's reaction to Crawford fighting David Avernesian last. And what Errol has to say about it. He says everyone can now see who was the holdup. And here, you know what? Let me just share the screen. We can read it together. It is unfortunate. I don't know if if you guys have heard the news about the biggest fight in boxing being sidelined for David Avernesian, right? And we got dueling. Hold up. Here we go. Let's share that screen. Booyah. Pray for my downfall. Yeah, man. They're praying for my man's downfall, his descent into the hereafter. They're trying to paint my man as feather-hearted. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get him to fight damn Lomachenko. And Lomachenko, don't get me wrong, he's just not bad. But yeah. Okay, here we go. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you guys can read that. You know what? It's a little bit small still, isn't it? Let me read it. Let me make it bigger. All right. It says, the kings of the welterweight division will have to wait some more if a fight they've long been wanting will finally happen. On Thursday, Keith Iddick reported there was growing concern on Errol Spence Jr. side that Terrence Crawford's team wasn't committed to an undisputed championship fight for all of the belts at 147 pounds. Crawford announced that he was skipping on a slugfest with Spence and instead would face Armenian welterweight contender David Avernesian on December 10th in Omaha on a pay-per-view that would be distributed by BLK Prime for $39.95. And just like that, months-long negotiations around the Spence-Crawford contest suddenly crumbled and came to a crash. I don't know who Avernesian is, Spence told Dallas Morning News on Thursday night, soon after Crawford had told ESPN a fight with the Texan was no longer in the cards. I've done everything I said I was going to do, and I'll fight him next, and we'll see who is holding the fight up. Everybody sees now who's holding the fight up. He had this fight against Avernesian, I guess, in his back pocket. The WBC, WBA, and IBF champion Spence and WBO titleist Crawford, a promotional free agent, have both been adamant in recent months that they were working on a deal to fight on a PBC pay-per-view. A deal could not be hammered out, however, and the viable dates kept passing by. I'm excited about this opportunity, Crawford told ESPN. I was looking forward to the Errol Spence fight. I started communicating with boxing manager Al Heyman and PBC back in June, and unfortunately, they represented fighter in Errol Spence who didn't want the fight as bad as I did. I agreed to all their BS, and they've been dragging their ass for months. Spence was nowhere to be found while I was trying to make the deal. I explained to Al Heyman and Errol that I was going to fight by the end of the year. David Avernesian is a very tough task. Interesting. He's knocked out his last 6 opponents, and this guy is dangerous. Hey, I believe that Terrence Crawford is on a 6 point. Is he trolling right now? Oh, anyway, once I'm successful against Avernesian, my plan is the same: whoop Errol Spence's ass. Okay. The 3 division champion and 35-year-old Crawford has not fought since November, a 10th round stoppage against Sean Porter. So it's been a sideline since the 10th round stoppage victory against Ugas in April. Yeah. The 32-year-old Spence has fought welterweight ever since turning professional in 2012. He reiterated on Thursday that he's not long for the division. I got to talk to my manager, but I already told them I've at this way too long. I might be moving up. I don't know. I might be moving up, said Spence. Earlier in the day, after Spence retweeted I6 Boxing Steve's story, he wrote on Twitter, "Been starting for months. I could have fought in November. Been fighting at this weight for over a decade. This shit ain't easy or fun." Just like Crawford carved his own path by taking on a surprise challenger, Spence can throw a reach of his own into the picture by moving up to 154 pounds. As a Crawford fallout was unfolding throughout the night, Spence liked 2 different tweets that suggested he fight undefeated super welterweight upstart Sebastian Fondor instead. Ooh. I don't know if you followed me struggling through that that article, but I will summarize. What's up, Toby? It's a long time no see. I'm glad you made it, fam. Yeah, what do I think about the fact he has a fight set for November? Not much. Not much, Marcus, I have to say. Avernesian is a way bigger draw, right? Did you catch that? Did you catch that, like that bar, that like that subtweet right there? I think that's what the kids call it. That straight troll. He was like, David Avernesian is a tough task. He's knocked out his last 6 opponents. I guess everybody's last 6 opponents must be a tough task. Would people say that Edward Berlanga was a tough task? I don't know. I think we get a lot of 6. I mean, wait a minute. Isn't Virgil Ortiz on a pretty long knockout streak? Hold up. I feel like, I think Boots is on a hell of a knockout streak, isn't he? Oh. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have to show the books for Boots, right? He's not going to ask to see the books for Boots. Anyway. Yeah. 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 I am good, man. It's I've been, smiling and like laughing. It's like in this last few like hours I've been like screaming because how would I describe these people? There's a segment of Bud fans that I interact with that aren't ready to like engage with the idea that Bud has been yanking our chains for quite some time. Right. I think they're a little bit mad about the whole thing. But at the same time, to be totally charitable, but still my favorite fighter. I'm going to watch the Avernesian fight. I hope I get the fight. I am disappointed that I'm not going to get this fight next. I am very, Virgil is high risk, low reward. Sorry, Virgil 19 from 19. What? But what? All of his fights? Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like there's guys on 6 knockout streaks. He's like, oh man, I got to get ready for David Avernesian, December 10th. I don't know, man. They said he's gonna make 8 figures, fighting in Omaha. What is that? Like 2 weeks before Christmas, during a recession? and an election year. I mean, it is the midterms. It's not a huge election year, but my prediction: pain on my eyes. I don't know, like I don't remember why the last time I saw the Avernesian fight. I'll put it that way. Yeah, but I am apparently the PBC is to blame for Bud saying that he agreed to terms, but then not really agreeing to terms, and then like fighting somebody else, even though he said he agreed to terms because he wanted to see the books, even though he agreed to terms. Like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Anywho, I don't. I guess I'm gonna keep worrying about. I'm gonna keep tripping off that for a while, like throughout the stream. But back to this whole. Sorry, Devin the Dream Haney is ducking if he moves up without fighting Lomachenko or Shakur or Tank. I don't know, man. For my fellow Tank fans, I feel as though you're saying this whole thing on some weird like keep the same energy because because Tank has been painted for so long as ducking Tank. They now want to spread some of that misery. They want to throw that duck jacket. Or is it duck feathers? Yes, duck feathers, I think. There you go. They want to cover Haney in some duck feathers because, that's been Loma's outfit for some years now. But I don't think it sticks. Yes, to beat this metaphor to death. Yeah, I don't think the charge sticks. I think that the sunken eyes of Devin says that it's probably a good idea to move up. That what we don't want to see is guys fighting less than at their peak, and we certainly don't want to see somebody get like permanently injured or taken from this earth, and that can happen, right? So I'm going to defer to his people, but when I see faces like this, I've had this photo up now for days, and nobody recognized that to be Devin Haney, right? And that's the Devin Haney, that face that he looked like on the scales before the Kambosos fight. Loma's a great name on your resume, but hopefully the name on your tombstone reads you were alive longer than 24 years because you were fucking around with severe dehydration. Maybe people don't recognize that the human brain is mostly comprised of water. That is the very first thing. That's one of the first things to get like harmed by severe dehydration that you see like represented in this photo. Yeah. That Gary Coleman. Yeah. I saw that, man. It's and rest in peace, Gary Coleman. What you talking about, Willis? Little known fact: Forrest Whitaker got his acting debut playing the Gooch on Different Strokes. I don't know if anyone remembers the Gooch or Different Strokes like that, but yeah, the Gooch was the bully that bullied. What was his name? It was Willis and Arnold. Right, Arnold was Gary Coleman's name. Arnold was bullied by the Gooch in these later seasons. Once Arnold got to high school, they showed the Gooch, and it turned out to be Forrest Whitaker in his inaugural role. Yeah, Gary Coleman been dead. What's up, Puro? Yeah. So, anywho, oh man, Yeah, man. Wow, I can't believe this fight's off, and he's fighting David Avernesian next. Yeah, yeah, shit, dude. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, we're talking about smokes. Yes, like and I just played Biggie. That's it. But the morning song. They pray and pray for my downfall, and that was for the Devin Haney conspiracy. It's run right now by some Tank fans. That's one cabal. That's part of the cabal, right? That's a section of the cabal. Is the Tank Davis fans who are trying to offload some of the responsibility of Tank Davis not fighting Loma for all these years onto Devin Haney. They want to crowdsource the misery, right? They want to say that Devin Haney shouldn't get his pass because Tank didn't. But lest we forget, at least since Loma for the last 6 years, and 2 divisions, Loma's wanted to fight Tank Davis. One Javonta Tank Davis. Still hasn't happened. Still doesn't look like it's gonna happen. But for some reason, well, it's not for some reason. There's another thing that happened where Tank and Devin Haney got into it over Devin Haney telling him to give up his what we commonly or colloquially term the regular belt or the baby belt. Right. And that is Tank Davis. And Devin said, I'm going to paraphrase here. I don't really remember verbatim, but he said that if he's not going to fight anything, he might as well throw that belt in the trash or something. I think he was referencing Riddick Bowe or something like that. Something along those lines. And Tank said, stay at my business. I want to fight the winner next. And we had a little bit of a back and forth. We had some beef happen. Not really beef, but it looked like, well, that's what it is. Oakland pulled up to the Rise podcast. I don't know if you guys know anything about the Rise podcast, but it is home of all things Tank Davis, Javonta Tank Davis. And you guys could go over there. They have a good time. There's good vibes over there. Calvin Ford's over there. He comes and talks, and Calvin Ford is Tank Davis's trainer. Yeah, so Bill Haney pulled up, talked about making that fight since Tank said he wanted it next. Bill referenced the time when they sparred, and they talked about how. Well, Bill talked about how he made some money off that sparring and how he took his family out to eat. Apparently, he was saying that he won the fight, that Devin Haney won the fight, and he won some money because Devin Haney won the fight. And yeah, it's it's kind of a heartwarming and it's a taunting story. Tank did shoot back and said that the big glove saved Devin Haney, and that's reasonable. Hey Dub, did you hear about and peace to you, Dub? Did you hear that Terrence Crawford is fighting David Avernesian on December 10th? Yeah. Yeah, you might know Puerto, but I'm not talking specifically to you. There's more than one person in the chat. There's not many more than one people, but we're all fam here, right? We get down on the regular. But yeah, another slice of this cabal trying to set up Devin Haney outside the Tank fan base who think that Tank is going to knock out Devin Haney, and they think that Devin Haney is saying he's going to fight somebody and then goes and fights somebody else like Terrence Crawford is doing with David Avernesian. But yeah, I think that's just because they're long suffering and misery loves company. I don't think these situations are analogous at all at this point. Um, I don't even know if anyone would admit to waiting for the Loma fight who's not a Haney fan, even, right? Like, I can easily say I've been waiting for Loma Crawford, Loma Tank for about 6 years, if not maybe longer, maybe slightly longer. But anyway, oh yeah, Dove. Man, Dove, I ain't even get into man. I'm gonna this particular stream is gonna be all over the place. Let me get through the Haney thing. Let me get to the people trying to set up Haney. Because really, the Bud stuff is just about us being disappointed and whatever. And getting the fight hopefully later on. But these guys are not long for the sport. Like, I don't, yeah, like, Spence is already talking about moving up, and Bud is already talking about retiring. So, yeah, I don't know. I didn't want Bud to go out like this. I didn't want Spence to go out like this. Yeah, this is all around bad. But another slice of this cabal is Paulie Malignaggi, right? The media member. I'm gonna stick with the non-fighters and the pundits, the people that are not in the ring, right? The people who won't be fighting. If their dreams come true, they won't be fighting Tank, right? But the other part of this group that I feel like are trying to peer pressure or shame or public ridicule Devin Haney into sending his eyes once again into the sunken place to fight one of the most dangerous punchers in the sport. Yeah, the those people also feel as though Devin Haney says he's going to fight somebody, but then fight somebody else. I don't know. Seems like a kind of very specific and kind of, I don't know, what is it? Like an unpleasant character trait kind of thing, but I don't know. For most people, I think they can work through it. But another thing, right? So that's the Bud thing. I think I've ran through it all. Bear with me if I've forgotten anything and I need to circle back. But on to the name. Yes. Yeah, man. I don't understand. I don't understand how they look at this dude's face and say he's a duck if he doesn't fight Loma or Tank. Lomachenko, or I guess Shakur is starting to be a dark horse in getting the last Devin Haney fight at 135 pounds at Top Rank, or maybe it won't even be at 135 pounds. Maybe Devin will just move up. But be whatever it may. The issue is, oh, fuck, dude. It's just gonna keep hitting me. I'm so disappointed. How in the hell is this fight not happening? How? What? I don't get. I'm flabbergasted. I'm a little bit speechless. It's bad for live for the host to be damn speechless. Damn, I'm disappointed. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah. Let's motor through this thing and let's get to the topic of the day, because I am definitely going to be distracted all stream long by the breaking news. So yeah, those Tank fans that that feel like Devin Haney plays both sides against the middle. He uses fighters to leverage other fights. Okay, that may or may not be true. I don't know that to be the case, but Loma, I don't think, has really a history of doing that either. To me, that's a net loss. I mean, that's a net, that's a net wash. Sorry, not a net loss, right? That's a net wash. 6 on one hand, half a dozen on the other. Let's see. Let me catch up to the chat. Yeah. The Cabal, yes. Yeah, for softball, that shit, you want to shout it up? It's not confirmed yet. Is the Avernesian fight confirmed? Or is it a strong rumor? It is a direct quote. Let me get the direct quote together for you. This is the quote. On Thursday, after columnist Keith Idec reported there was a growing concern on Errol Jr.'s side that Terrence Crawford team wasn't committed to an undisputed champion fight for all the 147 pounds, Crawford announced that he was skipping a slugfest with Spence and instead would face Armenian welterweight contender Avernesian, sorry. December 10th in Omaha on pay-per-view that would be distributed on BLK Prime. Hopefully that answered your question. And I am going to make me a gigantic pot of coffee. I was not expecting the late night turn up over it, the impromptu turn up, but that's how it is over there. You never know. Just when you thought it was going smoothly and having a calm, constructive conversation, out of nowhere comes a guy who is what do you call it? Release and doing emotional releases, right? Like you used to call it what was it when you shouted it to a pillow? Something therapy, not noise therapy. Anyway, the term will come to me, I'm sure, at some point. But yeah, they're just basically doing that coping. Primal screaming. Yes, there it goes. Primal scream therapy. I knew it would come to me. Right. So yeah, I was over there a little bit perturbed at the lack of consistency from people who are generally consistent, but yeah, Bud showing you a little bit of inconsistency, and it's worse than rain in like LA. All of a sudden, people don't want to drive and car accidents and all this crazy shit. But yeah, family, family is a very strong thing. Family in the boxing biz is paramount, right? And when it comes to Bill and Dave and their family in the traditional sense, and by the traditional sense, I mean either a group of organization that you're born into, or that the members are inclusive and pool resources to help one another out. All right. If you feel like that wasn't good enough, let's try another one. Hold up. Let's try this thing. Let's see. Steven Espinoza and both guys were committed, and there was only one plan A, no plans B or C or D. Looks like Bud had a plan B. Shaking my head. Yeah, it looks like Bud definitely has known for some time and didn't tell anybody. He waited for Errol to say something in the media, and then all of a sudden said, "Yeah, David Avernesian, not on Roxbury guy." If you don't know me, if you don't see me, I'm shaking my head. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. And I'm not mad at him for the reasons, right? Like I can understand why a free agent would want to test his market value, his market rate, especially if he felt like he was getting lowballed or had a vision for his wealth that yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it just don't smell right. Yeah, how do you wait for somebody to tweet and then say, "Oh yeah, by the way, this is a very sad occasion, but also a very happy one." Because while I'm not fighting Errol Spence, I will be fighting David Avernesian to defend my belt. But I do, like I was saying, I do understand how a free agent would, or a guy who's never been a free agent who would want to test his market rate, his market value at home, and see what he could generate. They say that it's going to be 8 figures, which is, at least $10 million. But yeah, something totally does not smell right, Puto. There's something rotten in the state of Denmark. There's some Limburger cheese like hanging out somewhere. And yeah, hold up. Let me pin the thing to the top so I don't have to keep dropping the StreamYard. And I'm going to. Oh, somebody saluted me. Yeah, that's Toby a while ago. What's up, Tobes? There he is. Let's pin this sucker to the top. Booyah. Bob's our uncle. Right. Locked and loaded liberals. Where was I? Well, I was doing a little bit of housekeeping. I believe I was still on Tank Davis. Yeah, trying to spread some of that duck sauce that he got on him, that he's had on him, the Ode to Duck that he's had for him in a while. And I'm not necessarily mad at him. I think they're reaching a little bit, but I get it. I get why you'd reach and all this other stuff. So I'm not gonna snitch you out. But yeah, the scorched earth technique should put. Hey, Dub, why don't you hit the link and come on up and tell us about your scorched earth policy? Because the Devin Haney thing, like I just think it is unfair. I think the way that they're assassinating my man. I think there's some guys who don't have to earn their respect in the ring, and that's not cool. What's up, Puto? Hey, what's up, man? Yeah. What's happening with it?
Same old shit, different day, man. Just like I was gonna get some rest and shit, but I saw you were on. I'm like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna say what's up, man. Chop it up for a little bit.
Yeah. You heard the news, right?
Yeah. That's what I was. I was on the homie Mark's channel. Chopping it up about it.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about it, trying to wrap our heads around it because, like, yeah, something doesn't smell right to me. Like this smells like bullshit to me, to be honest.
Yeah, straight bullshit, right?
Just the amount that supposedly they're going to pay him for David Avernesian makes zero fucking sense, especially at the platform that they're trying to have it on.
Right. So thank you. A rational fucking interaction. Fuck. All right. Let's get some grown man talk. How in the fuck?
That's why I hopped on, bro. That's why I hopped on.
How in the fuck are you going to make the most money you have in your career fighting in a place that you already fought in against people who have a bigger profile than David Avernesian? How is David Avernesian going to be the guy all of a sudden? I totally don't get it. He's fought bigger names in Omaha.
Bro, this is wrong, bro. This none of this makes sense, but everybody's buying it. That doesn't smell right to me either.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was on H's and yeah, all the Bud people, they were just like, yeah, open up the books. I was like, you never do that without a court order. Like, why would you ever like show some idiot your books just because he wants to make a fight? Like, what? Anyway,
and actually, just to respond to that, bro, they have to open the books. Smoke.
No, they're a private company.
It's commonplace. No, it's commonplace. Under the Muhammad Ali Act, they have to show them where the money's coming from. Somebody pointed that out to me the other day, and I read the legislation, and they do.
Then it must be some other books then.
No, I'm thinking that it's an excuse. It's an excuse for casuals that don't know, because I didn't know. I didn't know that was part of the Muhammad Ali Act.
No, but it has to be some other thing that he's asking for.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with the books.
Yeah,
like something doesn't smell right.
What?
Because not in all cases, like okay, if a fight's not on pay-per-view and you're not making money off of pay-per-view, then okay, I could see why do you need to see my books? You're getting what you're getting paid, and that's it. But when it has to do with pay-per-view, okay, it makes sense.
It makes sense up to a point. And let's read the statute. Hey, let's get into it. We do deep dives here.
Cool.
Where is this motherfucker? Let's do the statute.
Yeah, just type in Muhammad Ali Act, and it'll bring up some website that'll have the legalese.
Ali Act.
But this is curious too, though.
Boxing.
I read an article, Smoke, that even though it is under law under the Muhammad Ali Act, that fighters, promoters make it or networks or whatever books that they're trying to look at to see where the revenue stream is coming from, they make it increasingly difficult for the boxers to obtain it. They said there's a lot of boxers that complain that they don't comply with that part of it.
Yeah, because I think it's really all right. The Federal Trade Commission. Here we go. Let's do that. Let's do the Federal Trade Commission. That's pretty fucking legit.
And to me, you actually have to like want to be a nerd about this shit to even know about that. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean, this is the nerd channel. This is where we go. This is where the nerds come to nerd out about boxing and whatever the hell. We're gonna have a couple of other destinations for content for nerd stuff. Video games, this boxing lounge, and coming tomorrow, they start doing the politics. Doing the social commentary, like outside of boxing, like Biden's what Biden just did with cannabis, right? We're going to be covering that, and Kanye buying Parler, right? And do deep dives into that stuff. But that's not for here. Here we talk about boxing. So
for sure. I got you.
And here we go. Consumer protection, the Ali Act, and I don't see it. Okay. Statutes. Here we go. This act. The Clayton Act. Competition. Oh no.
I'm gonna give you the link, bro. Oh shit.
Yeah, give me
have
the
it in
link.
my history. I probably have it in my history. Give me a second.
Yeah, because no, I got it. I just found it. I got it.
Never mind.
All right. Definitions, purposes, boxing matches in states without boxing, contract requirements. Sanctioning organization, judge referees, required disclosures for judges, required disclosure for promoters, required disclosure for state boxing commission and sanctioning bodies, sanctioning organizations. I don't even see where PBC would be listed as something that they would be required to open their books about.
I forgot exactly what it's under, and you have to kind of like I'm assuming because like I said, I read the article where because I'm not a lawyer, I can't see that shit. Yeah. It's just like so I had to get it to explain to me with other articles, but it just made sense.
Let's take a look.
And you know what the biggest smoking gun is here, Smoke? And I'm not going to name any names because I don't know if you have enemies that want to like shut down your channel or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
no,
my
160 pound.
What happened, brother?
My 160 some odd members, subs, subscribers. I think I'm all right.
I'm gonna tell you a little thing that I've learned. It's a theory. It doesn't matter how many subs you have. There's lurkers out there that literally steal content from everybody. It doesn't matter how small the channel.
Oh yeah, but that's it. But that's a community thing. That's just the platform we're on. I'm not worried about that.
That's what I'm saying. Those same lurkers will literally report your channel just because they're like, oh shit, they might by happenstance fucking stumble upon the truth.
I mean, they can try. I get it. I mean, I'm not afraid of that.
Okay, cool.
What's the? Hey, give me the straight dope.
Okay, so the platform that apparently this is going to be on, the BLK, I forgot what the other part of it. Anyways, supposedly it's co-owned by a YouTuber, and that makes zero sense to me.
Well, YouTubers. I mean, that's everybody who on YouTube. I mean, there's a lot of people on YouTube. I mean, I can understand how that could happen. Unironically, I actually own a bunch of shit. So,
but check this
out.
I
don't know if I'm a YouTuber though. I mean, I have been, I guess, for the last either 4 years or 30 days, or 27 days.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on your
because you just barely started. Yeah, for sure. But check this out. In the comments of this of a channel that I was just on, this person literally made 2 comments. And this person literally said that Bud is signed with this promotional company with this app.
Okay, is this the app that couldn't pay Mickey Bay?
I've never heard of this app before in my life, bro.
Okay, that's something we're gonna find out. All right.
Yeah, trust me. Do a bit of searching. Just search the app on YouTube, and you'll find a channel that literally says it. That I'm a co-owner of this app, and we made this happen.
Yeah, I heard it. I mean, I also seen these fly-by-night organizations not be able to follow through on their wild promises.
The thing is that this particular channel promotes the other dude, or they're strongly in favor of Errol Spence. If you catch my drift.
There's a YouTuber who likes Errol Spence. So somebody in the YTBC. Or is
exactly, of course.
Say again?
Of course, in the YTBC, of course. Major channel. Big channel.
A big channel. So a big channel would be in the YTBC 2 million views. That would be the biggest channels. 2 million, not 2 million views. Sorry, 2 million subs.
Yep.
All
And
right.
not like a corporate channel, but like literally like us, like fan channels.
All right. So a fan channel with that's like Fight Hype or something. Or Fight Hype, yeah, which has 2 million.
Yeah. I would say in that realm, just a little bit lower than Fight Hype that has like backing of like major sponsors, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, there's not really, like, there's only like 2 or 3 channels that even have 1 million. And like the ones that have 2, I think. Yeah, is it Fight Hub or Fight Hype? I mean, whatever.
Yeah, but
You can just say it. Or you want to type it in the private chat and I won't say it? Or do you feel like it's like some sort of trade secret?
no, it's just like this just. I mean, like literally, like I don't know. I just feel like it's. I don't know. Maybe I'm being superstitious or conspiratorial. I feel like I shouldn't say it.
Okay, so do you feel like you shouldn't also spread it? Because somebody spread it to you, right? It's not like you just thought of it and then got all like weirded out. Somebody said it to you. You don't have to confirm or deny that.
Nobody said it to me. It was on my. I'm subscribed to this channel.
Yeah. So, but right, but I'm just saying that somebody said it. You came across it.
It was on my feed.
Right. Like, so it's out there. So it's not like your information.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I'm being fucking like superstitious right now. I don't know. There you go. Dub right side just said it. Dub right side said it.
BBS TV. I don't know who that is. Blue Blood Sports. Blue Blood don't have. Does he have 2 million views? He doesn't have blue. He isn't like that.
It's a major channel. You guys. Well, maybe because I
can't. Okay, so hold on. So now, hold up. So people are saying that Blue Blood is a part owner of BLK Premium. Is what it was called? BLK.
He said it himself. Smoke on that live.
On which live?
On the one I'm telling you that was on my feed.
Oh, okay. All right. I get it.
Like he said it himself. Like he literally said, I have stake in this, you know. Apparently this is common knowledge according to the bright side. I didn't think it was that common. I never heard of it before in my life.
Well, I mean, it probably didn't mean anything unless you're a Blue Blood fan or you did put in.
Well, the thing is too, I still watch them, just not as much as I used to when I first started on YouTube. When I first started coming on YouTube. When
I first came on YouTube, I came under a business profile, and I'm still wrenched up.
I got you.
I'm still wrenched up on Blue Blood's channel under that profile.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I haven't really been over there in a long time because when I switched over to Get the Smoke, I went over there and I was new. And I said something and it got like smacked out. Like if I had said the same thing under my mod thing, then I would have been fine. But since I wasn't, I got just like timed. I was like, you know what? You guys are tripping. You guys, it just seemed like anti-intellect. The mods just, and that was like a couple of years ago. Like that was pre-pandemic even.
And you know what, Smoke? That's literally why I stopped going there because of the same reason.
Yeah, it's just the mods were just, I don't know. Too
no, seriously, bro, I got it. Yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, he's always been cool. I like Blue. I had a conversation.
I like him too. I like him fucking too.
But like, it's fun to say stuff. But I like, I like interacting with him in his chat a little bit more than I like interacting with him on panels.
I hear you.
He's not like, he does the thing where it's like he's responding to chat. It's not really a conversation. He just kind of talks at you.
I'd like to lick his asshole.
Jesus.
Okay. I don't know. Is this LT?
Who the fuck is this?
Is that LT?
I don't know. It didn't sound like LT.
No?
I want to suck your cock.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that didn't. It kind of sounded familiar, but not really. Not. You know how LT is. He would have laughed before he clicked off, bro.
Yeah, you don't need that guy.
What? LT's cool, bro. Trust me.
No,
He's got a
LT's
bad
good.
rap.
That other guy
Oh.
wasn't LT. Like LT was.
No,
like,
it wasn't. It wasn't. No, I could tell.
Yeah,
I could tell.
No, LT my
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, LT my guy.
Yeah.
All right.
And I get followed around, Smoke, so that's probably because of me. So I apologize.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking. You're not the only one who hangs at clown shows, right? It's like I'm not gonna take your fucking lunch. I'm not gonna beat you up about it. I see how you roll.
And I like this roll, bro.
I can separate you. I can separate you from the crowd.
I got you. You know what it is.
Yeah, what were you saying?
I hear you. You know what it is.
Yeah. Shit. Let me turn this light off and get into this thing. Hold up. Let me geek out over this goddamn Ali act for a second. People are weird, but you know what? That wasn't even weird. That was just like lame kid shit. Like I remember, knock doorbell zoom, knock zoom, doorbell dash. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Ding dong ditch.
Yeah, ding dong ditch. There you go. I did that. We've crank called people, like whatever.
Yeah,
I was a kid once.
Flaming bags of shit,
I never did the flaming bags of shit, but I did TP a tree, and somebody's young, right? The toilet paper.
Yeah. Halloween.
You had to clean it. It was kind of fucked up, actually. Like they found out it was John Madden's house. Actually, this fucking story. It's kind of fucking bananas. But yeah, it was kind of fucked up. It was fucked up to do, and it's also even more fucked up to clean it up.
I hear you.
But let's do this thing. Let's look at this. Promoters, no. Common practice and social gifts, no, that ain't it. It's none of these. A coercion, no. Per coercion. Required disclosures. Here we go. Okay. I'm still not seeing any. All payments. So a promoter has this obligation.
Okay.
Payments, gifts, benefits, promoter. This is like a promoter's obligation. I don't see anything. Why would this be like Al Heyman? Why would Al Heyman have to open up his books for this shit?
Because well, I mean, like I don't know if this is true, but it's the narrative or the rumor that like literally he circumvents Ali Act by being an advisor and using Tom Brown as his promoter.
Yeah, if Tom Brown, so if he's asking to find out all of the requirements of a promoter in the Ali Act, he wouldn't have to request this because that's federal law. That's like literally saying like I'm requesting something that is like actually required by law.
Now you're feeling me. Why? How this doesn't make sense.
Well, the way that is being discussed as a promoter's thing, right? If this is a Tom Brown thing, like if it was for a promoter, then sure, this is weird. You wouldn't ask for that. But if he's asking for Al Heyman, it's still weird because why do you need to see that?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Either way, yeah, this must be some other thing. Because the way that it's being described is he wants to know the expenses being. He wants to have say so over the expenses. I think he wants final say. I think that's what the thing was, that he wanted to okay the expenses.
Exactly. Which is I don't have a problem with it if I'm Bud, because apparently he doesn't have a guarantee, which makes no sense either.
Well, but you get around that by asking for your projected out of the gross.
Yeah, but they want to pay them off the net. That's what they're reporting.
Of course they do, but you don't want to open up your books.
You get what I'm saying? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but you can do some projected things, right? So it's like if you don't hit your projection,
sure.
then
open them up, right?
Yeah,
I got you.
whatever fraction of that is, right? Like you can prorate that whole thing. Like it's an easier negotiation than opening up your books.
Yeah, that's why I never bought it. That's why I never bought what they're saying. And oddly enough, it's Mike Coppinger reporting this shit that works for ESPN that has close ties with Bob Arum. Bob Arum doesn't like Bud Crawford.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's actually like well, this particular part, you know what? Let me pop up this ESPN article. Well, so I did all the promoter disclosures. You know, there's no real but this doesn't speak about the broadcasters at all. It just says the promoters have to do all of the associated costs, right? So if there's anything,
because the promoters pay the fighters.
Well, the promoters pay the fighters out of the venue and the TV money, but the promoters may or may not do like merch, right? There could be any number of things that the promoters don't have any fucking hand in. Like I don't think they have any hand in your license. As a matter of fact, I think you get that money from the commission.
Yeah. Which is why even before any of this shit, even before fucking social media existed, like I take everything that they say about negotiations with a grain of salt. I don't believe any of it.
Got a feeling Bud fight will somehow fall apart. Who paying for that? Blue? What the fuck? Yeah, everyone's like saying like Triller, and I'm like, that is a bad example. This seems like
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
8 figures. Now go ahead, finish.
No, yeah, they said 8 figures, right? That's $10 million minimum, right?
At least, yes.
Yeah, so I'm like, what the? It doesn't make no goddamn sense. For David fucking Avernesian, come on.
For cutting out the middleman. I've been led to believe that all one has to do is cut out the middleman, get some janky pay-per-view service, and Bob's her uncle. Like, sorry, that's a bad analogy. Damn, you're cooking with gas.
It's just weird. Yeah. That's like to me, until they fucking announce a fight from any of these dudes, it's all bullshit to me.
I don't even understand.
And not even Coppinger. I'm talking about like literally a fucking poster. I could buy a ticket. You get what I'm saying?
Champ Ross, what's up, man? I mean, if you guys don't know already, Champ Ross has the bitchinest, mother-loving prediction league. And it has prizes. It has all kinds of fights. It's educational. It's entertaining, and you can get breaded up at the end of the season. You have some real fighters in there. The first guy to drop, Roy Jones, is in there. Like, every week. Vic Darchinian falls in and out.
Cool. I remember you told me about him, or somebody. It was you or somebody told me about this one before. I remember.
Yeah. I am one of these season winners. I hope to be. I thought I was gonna get back in it last season, and then some shit happened, and I had to miss like a couple of weeks. The thing is, because the people are so good in there now, like the people are really good. It's hard if you miss a couple of weeks to like catch up.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? You got to really be on top of it. It's definitely free to play.
Yeah, I think I signed up. I just haven't participated yet.
But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sounds like just I mean the promoter does what? TV and I mean but really they're not even gonna tell you this stuff for real.
No, they never have.
I mean, I'm just like it's an American thing to begin with, right? And boxing, like these events are like global events sometimes, especially like the revenue it will be coming in perpetuity from like all over the world, right? For as long as they have the license.
Yeah. Especially this fight in particular, it's an American fight. That's why like some were saying that like they should make this fight in Dubai, and I'm like, no, that's fucking retarded.
It's not necessary. I don't know. How does
I don't know. I would be pissed if they make it there. I would be pissed because I want to go to this fucking fight.
Well, it wouldn't necessarily. Yeah. Now I can understand that part. Let's see this conflicts of interest part. This kind of interests me.
I'm really mad that Bivol Zerto is over there because I wanted to go to that fight.
Oh yeah. I could see like why that would be a pain in the butt. I mean, it's a good fight, but I don't know. Like, there's never any fights in the Bay.
Shit, have it in the Bay. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go.
Say again.
Let them have it in the Bay, bro. As long as it's in the United States, bro, I'm there.
Oh yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I used to travel. I used to move around the country like that. It's been a minute. I don't know. Yeah, it's a good fight. Yeah, oh, you do that for fights or for other reasons?
What do you mean?
Just like like travel to New York, like
Oh, I've never traveled to any fight other than Vegas.
Yeah, like if the fight was in New York, you'd go check it out.
Yeah, well, I have more incentive now because I want to meet some of the dudes that I talk boxing with, and everybody wants to go to this fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear that. What's up, Bruce? What's up, Batman? What's up, OTB? Oh yeah, man, I did get a win finally, man. Like the goddamn internet gods were conspiring to get me again, and also my sparkling personality. I think I shit on the chat like after they voted for me.
Yeah, I missed it, but I saw your victory speech.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was a last minute fill in. My man had a really good attitude about it. Like he didn't, it was kind of a weird subject, and he came for he had his game face on. But he was a last minute replacement, and I was a last minute replacement. So it was just kind of like I had like
a win is a win, bro.
Than he did. What'd you say?
A win is a win, bro.
It is.
It
is.
Especially since you've been robbed a couple of times.
I feel like I've been robbed a couple of times, but at the same time, I feel like the whole series is just like it's growing along with the participants. The first ones are just fucking excruciating, if you ask me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, for sure.
Like dudes are like, there's no time limit on the fucking on the argument to be made. So guys are taking like 30 minutes or an hour to just like ramble on. There was no point to it. They're just it was tough.
Shout out. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna put up this thing. No, you're saying go do it.
No, shout out to my boy the Bright Side, but like he actually said, hey, would I be interested in debating? And like I love to debate boxing. Obviously, like I go and talk my shit on various panels, but the thing is like the debates I go on, like they're fun because there's like no like winner. You just kind of do it for fun. Where like this one, it sounds like it's like and shout out to Naka because it looks like even though if he sees something that like okay, this might be biased towards something, he's always tweaking it. since he started it. So I like
Yeah.
that. But the thing is that like literally since they evolved the chat, and then some of the panelists, I'm not saying because I don't know some of the panelists. I don't know. It's just sometimes bias could sway either way, and I don't know. I don't like to lose, so I just like I'm good.
Well, all right. So I don't care about the winning and the losing. I just like it's just kind of fun, and it helps me like I never really researched like Ito, right? I wasn't really tripping off that dude. Like the guys that like I wasn't really tuned in to like Carl Frampton versus Herring. So like these kind of debates helped me to do like deep dives into like fights that I know about, but I didn't really trip off at the time. Like going into like the build-ups for them. I didn't give a shit about the build up for that fight.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I didn't know like I didn't know what Carl Frampton said about Jamel Herring before and after, or even his own career.
What did he say?
That he was going to retire regardless, and that Jamel Herring had a tell. He knew that Carl Frampton said he knew he was going to retire anyway, win, lose, or draw. He said that he was going to retire if he lost, right? But really he's saying that he was going to retire anyway, no matter what. But he said he knew he wasn't also the fighter that he used to be because Jamel Herring had a tell. And when he saw him do it with his shoulder before he threw a jab, he saw him do the tell, but he still couldn't do anything about it. So he's just like, oh, shit. I'm not the same fighter anymore.
Herring had a tearing. Yeah.
That's the same thing.
I mean,
the same thing Moses said.
Right?
Hey, what's that one too? Go ahead.
He was on the brink of retirement one way or the other. He was thinking about it. It was on his mind. That's the point you're making.
Well, no, he said he was going to, without a shadow of a doubt, either way. Jamel Herring said he was going to retire too. He had COVID. I didn't know that either. It didn't come up.
He also got dropped by his trainer.
So also I did all these notes and I fucking wrote. So I wrote my whole argument down, but like there's, it's turning into fall. And so it's getting dark a lot sooner. And so I had to leave the house. It's a whole deal. Like when the debate happens is when everyone comes home from work in my neighborhood, right? So my bandwidth goes to shit for like 2 or 3 hours around that time.
Wow, that's
and like StreamYard is also a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah,
so I'm like roaming around the property in my house and all this shit, like inside, outside, trying to get a signal.
Yeah,
but then, so I had a cool signal outside, but then the sun set, so it was dark, and I couldn't actually see my notes. So I was like, "Fuck!" So then I just had to do the whole fucking debate off the top. But since the guy was a short notice, he didn't have very much time to prepare. He didn't do he didn't do an in-depth argument. So
y'all just both freestyling.
So yeah. We were both freestyling at the end. But I had done way more research on the fucking subject than he had because he just had less time to deal with it, right? It is a W though. Fuck 'em.
You know what though? I think when it comes to like fights,
not
Abu Dhabi, it sucks for the fans, but that's guaranteed money though for the fighters. You know what I mean? As to like signing like this Bud thing with him signing with this app, trying to make this fight. If that's true, I don't know. But I mean, if that's the case, you might not get paid. You know what I'm saying? It sucks for the fans not going to like Abu Dhabi, but the fighter's going to get paid regardless. I'm pretty sure the money's guaranteed. So for the fighters, it's probably good. You know what I mean? They ain't got
go
for
the fighters is great. I agree with you.
Or anything. You know what I'm saying? They got to jump through hoops, and take guys to court, and go through all that because it's just like here's a pallet of money. You know what I'm saying? Take it back with you. So I mean, for them, why not? Why not?
I hear you.
Yeah, yeah. Be the guy on 2 days' notice is an Aram special. Yeah, exactly. I had something like 6 days or 5 days, and then he had like maybe 2 or 3 days. I had like a couple days longer than he did.
You guys were both replacements?
Yeah. Yeah,
like
I was replacing somebody, and then
you guys go at it.
Say again? No. It's formatted where it's he does 10, I do 10. He then rebut for 5, and then he does 5-minute rebuttals, right?
No. Well, sounds cool though.
It is. I got another one next week. The subject is is Jake Paul the face of boxing?
Yeah, if you lose that one, Smoke, bro, just shut the channel down, bro, and go become a lawyer or something, bro.
I didn't even want to have the debate about. I didn't even want to debate it really, but you know, it's
I know
fun.
it's on the panel when they convinced you.
Yeah. What the fuck? OTB was part of that whole thing. Like, but it's mostly his fault because I don't know that would have done it. I'm pretty sure I would not have. But OTB was there. Like I was mulling over, and then he says, but an argument can be made. I'm like, oh fuck.
I mean, hey, like you said, you're doing it for fun, bro.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that is nothing but fun, right?
I would agree.
Jake Paul is, he's the face of a lot of things, but boxing wouldn't be the thing for me. The inequalities in the American system.
I mean, maybe women's boxing. I think there's an argument to be made.
That he is the face of women's boxing. That is the worst fucking argument. That's even worse. Like, oh my god. Like they need. This is what Clarissa Shields should do. She should figure out how to be the first woman fucking Oscar De La Hoya. Let's see some Golden Girl or Chocolate Girl, whatever the fuck. Yeah, she should be Golden Girl. She got 2 of them shits. Thank you for being a champ.
I'm just saying, like how he got these chicks paid. I don't know. People say that. I don't know too much about women's boxing.
Yeah, but I'm saying is Oscar got these people. Like the PBC is basically just Oscar, right? Like it's what Oscar put together, like an organization or mechanism for fighters to have more control of their own destiny and capture more of their market share, right? Leverage their market value, capture some of that stuff, and but basically cut out the middleman. The issue that I have with it at this point is the fighters, while they are cutting out the middleman, they're not actually providing the value of that middleman. And like with the spectacle and the intrigue and all the drama surrounding the fights that the promoters brought. So they're not paying a promoter, but they're promoting themselves, but they're not making the events as big as a promoter would, I guess, a talented promoter.
I hear what you're saying.
I think promotion is a talent too. Like being able to throw an exciting event it's not it's more than just like show a venue, throw some pyrotechnics and
It's good for fighters too. Some fighters promote themselves a lot better than others. Unfortunately, when they get in the ring, it usually ain't the same.
Yeah.
Sometimes it don't cross over. So, but when it comes to promotion, they got them out. It benefits them, so they get the payday. They just don't get the dub sometimes.
Hey, champ, you have to study for all the debates. You must find out this obscure shit so they can throw it. At least I do, because what's the fucking point? Like the reason why I do the debates is so that I can fucking debate, so I can do a research into a subject that I wouldn't otherwise do. Right, so I'm gonna find that. Like I found out all about goddamn. I didn't even know this that the military gets an automatic berth in the U.S. Olympic trials and the amateurs. That's how Jamel Herring got his spot. He didn't have to fight his way through. The military just gives you a spot. That motherfucker was gifted a fucking shot.
I hear you.
I mean, not really gifted, right? So he did have to shoot some insurgents and all that shit and go on combat tours in Iraq. But while he was doing all that shit, he was also getting his ass whooped by little kids because he was growing as shit.
Yeah, but they're fighting a lot too. I would imagine there too as well, like in the ring too. I'm pretty sure they're having competitions and things of that nature. The Navy, or the Army, or the Marines, they have a form of amateur boxing within their facilities and what have you. So
I am not giving Aram credit for promoting the big shows. I am talking about. I'm not giving either one of them props for throwing the big shows, but I am giving props to anyone specific. Okay, so I wasn't excluding them, but I wasn't singling them out either. I was just saying like whoever. I was actually saying like Oscar was like really the guy, and Floyd was really the guy. Like that's what I would like to see. I would like to see the fighters throw shows because I think they're actually better than what Eddie and what Bob can do. They're just I don't know.
They're kind of grandfathered in though, especially Bob. You know
what is that?
They're kind of grandfathered into the ways of boxing and getting things set up too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
they got perks and stuff to get it off.
There's something about the ego of the boxer. Like Oscar was pretty good. He did the Golden Boy, and he had like the attorneys, and everybody wanted to be down. He had like a really stellar executive fucking team too. Richard Schaefer, Al Heyman. Like that's a pretty good triumvirate. Oscar De La Hoya. Then you also had like Bernard Hopkins and Sugar Shane buying in as the old heads. It was pretty. It was pretty
oh
sweet.
Yeah, when Golden Boy hell yeah, that shit was flame when it first started. Man.
Yeah, that shit was pretty.
It was on
sweet.
fire. You had some greats there pushing it. They were putting on some decent fights.
Great fights, and I'm just saying like the spectacle, the iconic fights.
Mm-hmm.
All those fucking early Golden Boy stuff, and I feel like I don't really have that for. I mean, don't get me wrong, Bob Arum has done great shit throughout the years. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like as we're transitioning from broadcasting, right? I think we're going to streaming. Like boxing is not long for fucking network television.
I think all promotion companies start like that. They start on fire to get their foot in the door, and then they just kind of get stale. Or start doing, you know what I mean? Once they're in the game long enough, it just starts to go
right.
It starts to level off for
and that's why I think
promotional company.
Yeah, that's why I think like the fighters have a unique kind of like leg up on a promoter. It's like in order to like fix that thing, like because there's just like they're promoting themselves, they're promoting the event. They're like once you get big enough once you get enough disposable income, you start going to like some of the best parties on earth. Right? If you're young and you got a whole bunch of fucking money, you're into parties and all that other shit. You're into that kind of atmosphere. And then also, if the whole thing is about like bigging up and like extending your profile and your market share, then like the whole thing starts to fuel itself. And the atmospheres become like just kind of different. Because like right now, it's kind of like go ahead.
They come back and start skimming a little more and more off the top. And they're like, oh shit, how are we gonna put this fight on?
Well, I mean
that could be a problem as well. Or they just get comfortable and then they just feel that the format is becoming bigger than the fighters. And
right now the issue is that like, really the issue is there's not that structure of top tier, like what is it? Golden Boy had Bernard Hopkins, Sugar Shane Mosley, and Oscar De La Hoya, like as the front guys, the main dude, the namesake, right? Who it was all about. As sort of the foundational guys. That's like 3 Hall of Famers, like maybe a couple of ATGs, depending on if you squint your eyes, like small enough. That's a phenomenal thing, right? At PBC though, it's more like just a framework for guys to go through and make money and not have to pay so much in like promotional fees. They can just
Go ahead.
No, that's it. I was just saying you can a la carte it.
Yeah, every format has an upside and a downside.
And you're also forgetting their biggest stars too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
in
what I'm
that
saying. They don't
20
really have that
sometimes-
foundational of stars because like Al Heyman, the head dude, is like a business guy that never fucking does anything and never fucking comes out. And so like really it's just like a company, like a company. It's not like Golden Boy, the boxing organization where the execs were the fighters.
Yeah. And that's how they got started. I mean, like, and some of the fighters weren't execs, but they were the biggest fighters in the sport. We got to remember the first mega fight, at least that I remember when Golden Boy was getting started, was Oscar and Floyd.
Yeah,
How do
definitely.
y'all feel about Devin moving up to 140? How do you think he's gonna fare?
Right. I think that he is going to do. I think he's going to be all right, but I got to see it first.
That depends on him, to be honest.
Right.
I think he's
Right,
big
I'm
enough. He's
just gotta
fast
wait.
enough. He's trained enough.
Mhm.
Yeah, those guys out there are like the really big, the top guys. I feel like are a little bit like played out.
I feel like the top guys at 135 are all gonna make their way to 140. I'm surprised Regis never moved up to 147. To be honest,
He said he's
with
not
you.
moving up there too.
Right. He said he's not either. But I was just a little surprised because I'm just like, man, he's been on the shelf for a while, you know, in between, kind of missing out on the rankings and stuff or what have you. I don't know what reason. I felt like he earned it. But I'm like, he could probably make a little buzz if he was at 147, but I don't know. I don't know why the 140 thing. But I mean, if he's comfortable there, it's healthy wise, then ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Just
so
kind of
Devin got to, Black and Brown said something I thought was like really fucking profound. I mean, I think he was kind of trolling, but kind of not speaking his mind. But anyway, he was like, Devin Haney doesn't get free respect like Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. He has to get his respect in the ring.
right.
But
But he's still undisputed, and people could be mad as they want, but he's still undisputed.
Yeah, but they still would like. They're not like now. They expect for this dude to carry the torch of like fight everybody now.
Right,
so we
right.
respect you. Like other guys,
They don't have to.
yeah.
Right. They get the pass. They get the pass. Yeah.
Well, he just saying two guys, and I was like, those two guys do get some free respect.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I disagree. To be honest, I disagree.
They got fans. They got fans though.
I do not think that Devin Haney can fight in a manual to go.
Fighting a what?
A manual to go. I
Okay.
don't think that Devin Haney could be like, say something stuff like belts don't matter, and then have people still like show up to his fights.
Well, that's the fans though. You know what I mean? That's the fans though. That's the a lot of.
But that's what he's
fanboys.
saying, free respect for him.
Right.
Like, that's
right.
Like like he doesn't really have to do shit. He can show up. He can fight cans. People still like love to see him say he's the best thing since indoor plumbing.
That's like hardcore fans of a boxer, not hardcore fans of boxing.
Or an event, or like some it's like what human beings can do or some shit. I don't know. They're like enamored.
Well, here's
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. I cut you off.
No, I'm good.
Oh no, well, the thing is for me, and I think I've said it like a broken record before. Like Devin Haney, any fighter, like I'm not like the biggest Devin Haney fan, but Devin Haney gets free respect from me. All the boxers do. That's the only thing they get from me. Yeah, but they gotta earn. They gotta earn my fandom. You know,
right?
They gotta earn my fandom.
Right. That's the thing. Is it they gotta earn it from you. That's the thing. But I think what Smoke and Black and Brown is saying is these dudes could just segue into whatever, and it's all good. They could take on a Rolly Romero, and it's like, yo, did you see what he did? You know what I'm saying? They could take on guys.
Like some guys by virtue of you fighting them, they become good, right? And then some guys by virtue of a fighter fighting them, they become fucking bums. Just because Wilder fought him, like anybody Wilder beats is instantly a bum as soon as he beats them. Right? Before that, they're fine. But when he beats them, they become bums. And then Canelo on the flip side, he can fight a guy like Fielding, and then all of a sudden Fielding or Makabu. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah. So people saying that Bivol was like a top 10 pound for pound guy. Like
talent-wise, he was.
Say again, I don't because
I
fucking
said talent-wise, but then again, he still got to fight better beef. So we got to find out what that's all about.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's a lot of dudes that I think are as talented, if not more than Bivol.
Right, and I feel like Bivol even said it himself. He said, "I don't consider myself pound for pound contention at the moment." You know what I'm saying? He said, "I got a undisputed fight to fight before I could get that." You know what I'm saying?
I mean, usually
as long
it's
as
guys
drinking his own Kool-Aid, it's okay.
So Yildirim definitely did not become better because he fought Canelo.
Nope.
The Yildirim is the exception to the rule, but yeah, I don't know. Those other guys, they had an okay rep. Smith and fucking Billy Joe Saunders.
Well, here's the thing: Yildirim didn't deserve that title shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they kind of they made that road kind of fall into place.
Yeah, but he lost though. That's the thing. Like literally,
his ranking, the ranking system. So there's a lot of things you can point to. The ranking system was like, why is this dude number one in the WBC? It's like,
well, the WBC explained it though clearly.
Yep. But I'm saying, he coming off a loss. It's like whether they explain it or not. I kind of don't listen when that guy talks, man. It just sounds like a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I just like, okay, man, this is what you get paid to do. It's your company. This is what you're gonna do.
He's a promoter. He's what I consider him. Actually, I consider all the other sanctioning bodies promoters.
Yeah, that's true. Except for the IBO. Think they're computer generated, but don't know one pay them no mind. But it's not like anyone's pulling any strings for it or anyone's getting paid. It's like computer generated. So I'm like,
I see.
Right, but
do they follow their own rankings though?
Who? The IBO?
The IBO, yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, well then there it is. They're different.
Yep. I believe so. I think it was Actual Facts that broke it down to me and my team. We were talking to him about it, and he was like, nah, man, it's computer generated. It's like it's what this is. This is how they do it. This is what they do. There's no pinching and pulling or whatever, and it's a new format, and I think it's a fair format for guys coming up because there are certain fighters that don't get the opportunities or don't have the promoters but are putting in the work to do so. So that's the type of thing that I'm like, I'm not mad at that. Like, that's a cool thing. That way at least they can hold on to a belt because they're literally like handing out belts now where it's just like, hey, you want this one? We got the regular, we got the pearl, we got the cardboard belt. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
yeah,
I don't really consider it a championship,
I hear you, man.
Or just to shut somebody up. They're like, well, we don't want you in this, so we'll give you this one. You know what I'm saying? Just keep you right here for a minute. We're gonna put you on pause.
Yeah, and they fuck fighters like that all the time,
Yeah. So I think that hurts the rankings, and it also kind of slows down the fights, from the big fights from happening, because these promoters are just like, we know what, we're gonna butter this guy up, and we're gonna build him and build him and build him and build him, and then we're gonna cash out with the big fight. And I feel like in the meantime, you got dudes fighting top-notch guys all the time, getting dubs, and it's like, who's that guy? And it's like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, no, I get you, man.
But Devin got in though. And he got undisputed. So I'm happy it worked out for him. And he had to make some sacrifices to do it too. So I was like, I had to give him props, man. With everybody that was talking about the email belt and stuff, it's like there's no more arguments. Undisputed is undisputed for a reason. So I mean, I'm happy for him, but I don't know, like Smoke was saying, I don't know how long he's gonna be at 135. Looking the way he was looking at the wing.
And that's one of the things I was going to talk to Smoke about, especially since how he titled the live, because I agree with the points that he's making. But the thing is that to me, the biggest sacrifice to get the undisputed fight was the 3 fights that he had to sign for, and in particular that third fight. Like, if you believe what's been published, that third fight is Lomachenko.
Yeah.
So, does Devin have the choice to fight any other fighter other than Lomachenko? Can Bob force him to fight Lomachenko? If he can, then he has no choice.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty simple and pretty straightforward thing. Like, I don't think Bob can force anybody to do anything. Like, I don't think he's under a long-term contract. I think it's a co-promotional deal. It's like 3 fights. Like,
well, I mean, some people brought the argument that the rematch with Kambosos was not necessary, but he still had to fight it.
Yeah, contractually.
Yeah, but that wasn't a Bob Arum thing. Bob wasn't Bob Arum's terms. Like, that was a Lou DiBella thing.
Yeah, but Lou DiBella needed something from Top Rank, right? A network to host the fight on. So maybe that was Bob Arum's requirement that the third fight be Lomachenko.
I don't know that it's. I mean, if so, then Bob's a dummy. But I mean, I think Bob wouldn't lock himself in to it that way because it's too. I don't know. It's just if you can't fight at 135, then what?
Well, this is that's when you start getting a bit more conspiratorial because to me, I believe that Bob wants those belts to stay at Top Rank.
Well, that's
either
just
by offering Devin an extension or having him or by Devin losing them to whoever he fights in the third fight.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that is definitely what Bob would like, right? I think Bob would like for Devin Haney to lose on his way out the door and leave the belts on your way out. Or he would like for Devin Haney to stay. That's problematic. If Devin Haney, I think he would probably like to have Devin Haney stay and not have all the belts around one guy.
That's the best thing for Devin. I'm gonna tell you what.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's the best thing for Devin. You know, because then he wouldn't have to take that Lomachenko fight at 135. You know, he could use his super status to go up to 140, challenge for a belt up there.
Oh yeah, he can.
Yeah,
he can activate. You know what I mean? One of those belts and just be like, hey.
So if he vacates them, he's fucked.
Did you hear Shakur all of a sudden is like this brilliant like boxing mind who wants to have a tournament at 135?
Yeah,
he stole that from me, by the way.
About for years.
But he didn't say. But he didn't say it at 126. He didn't say it at 130. I suspect that if he didn't lose his belts on the scale or decided to give up his belts before he got stripped on the scale, then he would have just activated his WBO exemption and gone up there and fought for it. And we would have never heard anything about any fucking tournament.
Right.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, this is awfully self-serving, but yeah, it's a good idea. At the same time, World Boxing Super Series on every division would be dope.
He's trying to make a big fight now that he's went there, but now he has really no belts to.
Yeah, all these dudes, all of a sudden, they're like, they get very like, hey, why don't you support me on this really great idea that totally is self-serving? Like,
yeah. Nah, that's true. That's very true. That's well put. That's very true. Yeah. But I do feel he's going to do just fine at 135. No matter what we're going to say about his little, his comments, I feel like that guy's got the goods.
No, he will be good. He'll be fine at 135. The new thing is, why fight Lomachenko? He's a little. I personally think that beating up Lomachenko can probably not age well at this point, right? If you're Devin Haney and he is fighting at his unofficial weight I heard was something like 156 against Kambosos.
That's what I heard.
Damn.
That's a big fucking boy.
Yeah, and he beat him with his left hand the first fight and then beat him with his right hand the second fight. Even worse. That was bad, man. But yeah, I mean, if he's that big, then it's definitely time to move up. and then
Yeah, just kind of like, why the hell are you like beating up on little old Loma? It's not like Loma gets beat by mediocre fighters. Like you're the next guy to beat. Like just be like Orlando Salido and like Teofimo Lopez weren't not like catapulted into like boxing greatness because they beat Loma.
I don't know. I think Loma's a damn good fighter, man. I think he.
No, I do too. I do too. I'm just saying, like, if you only had one fight at 135, right? Why would you do Shakur or Loma if you had to choose one?
Well, because you can't do Tank.
Say again?
Because you can't do Tank.
Yeah, because he's with Top Rank.
You can't do Tank, and if those are the biggest names there, they're the biggest names there. Why not?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm asking you, which one would you rather do if you had to choose just
Shakur or
Loma?
Lomachenko? I would go with Loma.
See, I'm thinking
Shakur for me.
No,
yeah,
I mean, if I had to fight one.
Like if you're Devin Haney, would you fight Loma right now? You can only fight one guy at 135. Which one would that be?
I would have him go for Loma because he's more established at 135. He's been in the game a little longer. His name got like I think Shakur is gonna be the big buzz guy real soon, but right now I think it's a little less dangerous too, depending on which Loma shows up. So I feel like he could get old overnight or slip just a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, go that route. And it's a fight that you can build because the fight didn't happen prior when he had the WBC. So it's got promotion behind it. I think that would be a better move for him before he moved up. As to fighting Shakur and losing and then moving up to 140. I feel like Shakur go give him all the business, y'all. That's just my take. That's my take.
I think the opposite, to be honest, bro. Really? I actually think Devin's a better fighter than him in every aspect of the game. This is just me. Lomachenko, I consider him an elite fighter, but he is getting older. Devin, he has stuff to work on, in my opinion. Like a lot of people call me a Devin hater, but I'm not. I just think he's young and he just has some stuff to work on, especially on particularly on the defensive end. But he's still very, very good. But I think he could beat Loma. I think Loma versus Devin. I'm not going to make a prediction of that fight until I see Loma against Ortiz. But like depending on how he beats Ortiz, depends on how I'll favor. But definitely Devin. I think Devin would struggle with Loma, but is definitely capable of beating him. But I think Shakur, he beats him easy.
Nah, I don't. I feel like Devin is definitely more accomplished, but I don't know. When I watch Shakur, I'm just like this dude in the pocket, outside the pocket. I think Devin is a fantastic boxer. I just feel like right now Shakur is top-notch poison for any top-notch fighter at 135. Like I just feel like he's got all the tools, man, all of them. I mean, even in his last fight, I think he could have went for the stoppage. I mean, I think he could have got the stoppage if he stopped trying to get the stoppage. Yeah, I feel like he almost stopped him when he was just being himself and just letting things go and being defensively sound. He was getting off more, and it was breaking the dude down. And then when he was trying to go for the stoppage, that's when I feel like he was slipping and getting tagged every once in a while. I was just like, yeah, this dude's got the tools. He's got the tools to, yeah, man. He's got it, man. I just feel like that's the guy. But that's just my opinion.
No, I feel you. I mean, like, I wouldn't say, actually, I would say you're spot on, but I just think he's been matched up really well.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, but I don't know. I think he wants to smoke too, so we'll find out when he gets in there with those guys. That's what the boxing's all about too. It's about, okay, you like this guy. You fit you with that dude, and I'm like, I'm all the way with this dude, and then that's what it is. That's what it's about right there. It's like, damn, I don't know. It's a good fight, you know what I'm saying? So when we get fights like that, it's all about that. But if I was the promotional guy, I'd probably push for the Lomachenko fight. Just my opinion, you know.
No, for sure.
But
Not if you're right on your assessment of the fighters. If you are, then you're spot on.
But that's just how I look at it. That's just me. How about you, Smoke? What do you think? I think Smoke took a smoke break.
Yeah, he fell asleep.
He'll be back after these messages.
Right?
The Loma Edges Haiti, LA says it's possible. I mean, the XP's there. He's got the experience and stuff.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But I just feel like if you're gonna roll the dice with one of them, why not the older guy? You know what I'm saying? Even with the skill set and everything, you can, body breaks down. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the promotion for that fight would be huge. I think they could really promote the shit out of that fight because they could bring up all the shit about the WBC from early on. They could promote the shit out of that fight. And I don't have a problem with the way if he went the Shakur route, but I don't even know if them fights is gonna happen, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, no, it's that's what I was gonna say, man. Like at the end of the day, they gotta get in the ring and prove who's better.
Mm-hmm. But Loma been on a tirade for the fights that he has been in there with. I mean, he
Facts.
beat the shit out of him. I don't know why everybody was picking Nakatani in that fight. I'm like, yo, this dude is tailor made for Lomachenko. This dude got too many holes in his game. He's wide open. Like this dude is. I was like, man, he could chop him up, man. You go chop that dude up. It's just like the styles. He's a little slow. He's tough as shit. So it's gonna make the beating even longer. So I'm like, yeah, it was. Then he beat Comey, but kind of recycled wins though, because these dudes is they've been beat before, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do to get back into contention.
Yeah, and he took those fights because he wanted the Tio rematch.
Right,
and he lost.
right. Yep, and then Tio took off. Yep. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It is what it is, man.
It, though. Yeah, at least he wanted it.
For sure.
He was trying, but now Haney's there now. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I didn't understand. That's why I always fall back on Tank and Ryan, because I'm like, you got an undisputed champion in your division, and you talking about each other. It's like, yo, this dude got a huge fight, bro. The belts, bro.
It's a huge fight, bro.
Yeah, it's a huge fight. I'm not saying it's not a huge fight, for the fans and a nice little matchup. I'm just saying though, but like,
yeah, I hear you. No, I hear the point you're making. No, I hear
it's like, well, now that you got no standards, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, we could just club fight, make just as much money fighting each other, build up this fight, if that even's gonna happen, because they tend to keep each other's name in each other's mouth, and I feel like they're both cool with that, to keep their brand hot. And I'm just like, but are y'all even gonna fight? You ain't going for the belts. You guys been talking about fighting each other forever. Is that fight ever even gonna happen? Like, now we got this shit with even fucking Bud and Spence, and I'm just like, I'm done talking about it, man.
I hear you, brother. Hey, according to my sources, it's gonna happen January 7th. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's all over the place, man. It's all over. It is. It doesn't help the hype if you got other fights, quote unquote, being signed on the sides. It's like you think, oh, that's gonna make the fight even bigger. It's like, no, it's not, man. People just get tired of waiting, man. They ready to move the fuck on. Like, that's the biggest fight y'all can make at 147. There's no Manny's not there. It's the biggest money fight. It's the biggest legacy fight you can make, unless you guys get in there with Boots and Virgil or one of these young bucks. Then you might get maybe a cash grab, but it ain't nowhere near what you guys are gonna do right now, because those dudes ain't that big. They coming up, and why risk it? Why roll the dice with a young buck when you got this man in front of you and it's already built up? Don't wait till Kelbrook and Khan and fight fucking each other 2-3 years down the line. Like, nobody gonna want to see that shit there, man.
Yeah. And I hear you, man. I hear you. I mean, we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. So this the Shakur thing, right? That's just like a sort of generic call out. The Loma thing seems like I don't know. He's still a good name, so if you can make it, it seems like it's a good idea to fight Loma at 135, and then you can maybe face Shakur at 140. But
Yeah,
it's probably cool though, and then you could get maybe a few. You can still get a few fights, but fighting him at 135 probably get you more bites at the apple at different divisions, right? So you can find them at 135, 140, and 147. Not just have like two in the same division kind of thing, but whatever. They both could work.
yeah,
I
they
guess
both
it's
could work.
you're splitting hairs at that
Right.
point.
And it would be a dope. Like I'm pretty sure everyone would be tuned into that too. If he was to take on Shakur, see how that would work out. See who was the best boxer, because that's what would have happened. And there would be they would war a little bit too, because once one of them got tagged.
Oh, the homie. Oh man, yeah.
What up, LA?
Give it a Raider.
What's up, Raider? I guess he's doing something. You'll be on in a sec. But yeah, it you know, if he can, you know, make the weight, it's good. But my issue and the reason why I made the thumbnail and the live was because people are saying he's ducking Loma if he moves up.
Yeah, all the ducking shit is bullshit, bro. I mean, all the ducking bullshit in between these two dudes have always been bullshit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can, you know. So I think that there's an argument that you could make for Loma that he's definitely avoided Devin Haney. Like there was a couple of situations where he interjected. He intervened. He stuck himself in situations that he seemed unnecessary in order to get the Loma, in order to not fight Devin Haney. Right.
I hear you. I mean, but yeah, I just don't believe he ducks.
Like
I don't
duck
believe
is a little bit too much. Yeah, the duck is a bit much, right? Like to say that, but it's just like avoiding. I think avoiding is probably not an unfair like charge, right? But
yeah,
duck,
okay,
probably,
I'll give you that. Hell yeah, yeah, all right.
Right. But yeah, I mean, maneuver to find the path of least resistance, kind of thing. And yeah, you can do that without ducking because you still fight good fighters, right? So just because you don't want to fight Devin Haney and you fight Luke Campbell, well, at that point, Devin Haney hadn't proven that he was better than Luke Campbell, right? So it's kind of like, although everyone would pick Devin Haney to win that fight. Yeah, fuck it. If you're Loma, you're like, okay, I'm Loma. Why do I need to wait for you, you little kids to figure it out? Big dog barking.
And in my humble opinion, bro, without the perceived, at least how they try to tell us that Loma ducked, I don't think Haney would be undisputed right now.
Well, that's the funny thing about the boxing gods, right? Like they did all of this stuff. Like people were saying that Haney should throw his belt away, that Mauricio Suleiman disrespected him and all that stuff. If Haney had listened to any of that stuff, he wouldn't be undisputed.
Yeah, that's true. And check this out. Haney and Bill never complained once about them.
Oh, well, he did. He did. He's like
little jabs here and there, but like, I mean, like
not
literally
really,
he carries the two WBC belts proudly. So I mean, like,
do they still exist?
Hey man, I saw the GQ Sports that Devin Haney just did, like the 10 things he can't live without, and he mentioned the undisputed belts like 3 or 4 times, and he always says the 5 belts that he has.
Yeah. What's the fifth? What's the fifth one?
The franchise.
Really? You talking about 5? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I'm not knocking him for whatever, because like at this point, there's no argument. He's undisputed. There's, I mean, like that shit's over. I don't even argue that shit anymore.
Yeah, what's weird is how people want to insist that Loma was undisputed. Or no, that Matteo and Cambosis were undisputed. Like that just seems weird.
I consider them undisputed, but like I said, that doesn't matter anymore because they're not.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Paulie went through this whole thing about it. It was breaking down the fight.
Yeah, no, I saw it, bro. But at this point, bro, it's just like wasted breath for me.
Yeah, you know, like Paulie was like, I really liked him, and then he sparred Conor McGregor, and I feel like they trolled him to such a degree that he's always like fighting a troll in his head kind of shit. Like the stuff that he talks about, the way he defines is as if he's like talking to a group of fucking trolls.
I hear you.
Oh, okay.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. All right, damn Raider. Fix your shit, come back. PBC getting the fight that won it all along. Spencer versus Thurman. Yes. Jerome, I have a bet out that that Spence and Thurman is not next. Do you want to take that $100 saying Spence and Thurman are not next?
Hey, I'm gonna drop off, fellas. I'm gonna get some rest, man. Thank you for having me, Smoke.
Yeah,
I'm about to cut out too, Smoke, man. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, man. Yeah,
Peace.
Yeah. I'm about to just say my last words on this. Well, you know, for anybody else who want to come up, but my basic thought is this: Devin Haney looks crazy, or looked crazy on the scales before the 135. If he can make that weight, cool. But I don't think Floyd Mayweather telling him who to fight at 135 at top rank. I don't think Bob wanting to fulfill some like blood pact he has with Lomachenko. I don't think that, you know, Tank feeling some kind of way or wanting to just fight on pay-per-view, or, you know, Shakur just champing at the bit and trying to paper over his own mistakes he's made in the sport. Yeah, or Lomachenko thinking that everybody should sacrifice at the altar of his greatness. Like, none of these things are worth being severely dehydrated and increasing your risk of getting injured, in my opinion, to the point where you'd call somebody a duck if they didn't do it. That seems like you don't really value this man, like, you know, like his health and his well-being, like past, you know, being just an object of the entertainment. Like, I get it. These guys are in a dangerous business, which is why we should be as responsible, in my view, as we possibly can to make sure that, you know, they live as long as and healthy lives as possible, as the sport allows. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the setup that's happening in the YTBC, or the social media boxing community, and it's being led by, you know, my thumbnail is being led by, you know, Bob and Floyd at the promotional level, is being led by Paulie on the you know, on the pundit level, on the, you know, media, the media expert level, and then it's being waged by other fighters in the 35 who want to throw that hardware, and understand that, you know, maybe they can have Devin at not his best, right? Yes, the lions are licking the chops. They see maybe a wounded lamb, and I don't really I don't respect that, given the stakes, right? So I got my man Devin Haney, like he's over there weighing lighter than feather, right? And I don't mean lighter than the featherweight. I mean his weight is lighter than the feather in an Egyptian book of the dead style. Yeah, it's time for this dude to move on. Move on to 140. And if he does stay there, if he can stay if he wants, but if he moved on, he shouldn't be called a duck. That seems very unfair. And And there's that. And then also we just got goddamn Bud and Spence. I guess he's gonna have to take those slings and arrows. It's gonna minute before I like let that thing sink in. And I'll do another live on it, maybe like later on today. But let me go through your comments. I know you never cared, as long because you can just chalk it up to like PBC doing a thing. I know your deal. I know what's happening. You can, and I hear you. And actually, I feel you. I don't necessarily care if they fight. I'm gonna watch both of them fight actually. And because he's fighting David Avernesian, I care. I used to not want to see the Thurman fight, but David Avernesian is such a bad fight that it made Spence Thurman actually look good, even though I don't think that fight's gonna happen. And then, let me scroll up. Jerome sees the fight to take over, and with Benito Yus's last fight, Haney alone was a fight to make. Devin Haney can make weight if he can make weight. Yes, no ducking on Devin's behalf. He moves up. Exactly, Mundo Roman. But I will say, Bud being out of is not like really that inactive. He's like 30-something years old. He probably will perform better, not worse, after this comeback. But yeah, getting the Avernesian fight in and then fighting. But that means he's not fighting next, and I'm not happy about that shit. But I'm actually even less happy about. But you know what? It's the hypocrisy. Like, people, for some reason, have a problem with accountability. Like when Shakur lost weight, he came in fat on scales. People made all these like justifications for him not making weight that was just like odd. People were bringing out race cards. They were saying like whatever. It was just a weird fucking thing. And I also feel like this Bud thing is also very strange. It doesn't make sense. And I think we're going to find out more in the offing, but a lot of these like Bud fan, I am a Bud fan, but as a Bud fan, I'm telling you, he's still my favorite fighter. I don't give a shit about what any of this is. I'm watching the David Avernesian fight, but it certainly does seem like he's the one who held up the fight, blew up the fight, and is trying to blame everybody else. Right? That's what it seems like. We'll fucking see. Is my audio bad again? No, man, I'm on the couch at my house here. You know what? I'll hit you guys with a little bit of camera one time before I get my hairs cut today. There you are. I'm on the couch. Yep. That happens. But you know what? I kind of do look like Devin Haney. So that's the other part of it. God damn, that dude looks ashy. He looks like his liver is ashy, like his brain is ashy. Like, how you can't go around like that, man? Like, move the fuck. If you looking like that shit in boxing, like, what the hell's going on? All right, peace. Well, apparently my reception's gone. Jeff, peace to you. Thanks for showing up. Let me see. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, fellas, for stopping by. I'm probably gonna spark up another one later on as I get my mind around what the hell the implications are for this fight, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna break YouTube. So, yeah, you guys have a blessed day. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for hitting the thumbs, hanging out with me already. Yeah, we'll be back at it soon enough. Peace, guys.